when Jesus goes to the Father and says, I want Robbie to be my bride. I want to take him as my. I remember going to my wife, dad. Now, y'all got to remember Emily's white. And her dad lives in Albia. Those who are laughing know what I'm saying. Ain't too many of us down there. And I remember going to him, first time I ever met him, boldly, because I knew I had to marry her. But I also wanted his permission as her father, even if he didn't like me, even if he didn't like my ethnicity. And I went, and he gave me this long story. And he's like 6'3", right? So he kept getting closer, and I kept stepping back. He get a little closer, I'll step back, right? Because if I'm right here, I'm like this. Like, okay, bro, listen, I want to marry your daughter. I don't look really tough like that. So I had to step back a little bit so I can kind of get some eye contact with him. Just a little bit. He kept stepping closer, though. And I was like, hey. And when he got done with his whole story, I was like, hey, man, seems to me that you know what you're talking about. I just got one question. Can I have your blessing to marry your daughter? And he just kind of looked at me because of my boldness. I'm like, I believe she's supposed to be my bride. I want to love her well. And I'm going to lead her. And I know you don't know me, and I know you don't know nothing about my culture or my ethnicity. But I promise you, your daughter will be in good hands with me. And Emily and her sister was upstairs. They don't know too much about Jesus, but I think they was praying that he didn't shoot me. Because she told me that later. And he had, when I walk, and I share this because it's important of that, see how God works in his peace. And when we become just like him, his peace reigns. And her dad had this big Nazi flag, and he was completely racist. And, and I've been married to Emily now 13 years, together 14 years. And her dad loves me to death. And I remember one time we was down there, and I was walking in, he was with his buddies, and they was using the N-word. And I remember her dad telling them, like, don't you ever say that word again, ever. Because my son-in-law is black. And I'm going to have some grandbabies that's going to be black. Right? And so I got to watch the Lord bring peace over him and break down what he did not know that he would accept, not just me, but my whole family. And he changed things in his household that wasn't okay. He removed those things because he wanted to be a part of our family. He just loved us to death. So when this peace of Christ reigned in us, that's what the kingdom looked like. The kingdom does not see diversity. It doesn't see it. It sees wholeness. The Father sees the blood of his Son. And so, listen, how could this ever happen? What kind of alternate universe could this be? Are there people in your life who you can't even imagine eating a meal with or spending an evening next to them? Is there a specific relative coming over this holiday season that you just know is going to cause trouble for everyone? Everybody has a Uncle Charlie that's coming. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle that when he comes? See, one picture that comes to mind in this moment when Jesus was hanging on the cross and he looked out over all the people and the Jews was there alongside the Romans and everyone was looking up at him and his crucifixion was unfolding and Jesus looks out and he says, then Jesus said, Father, forgive them for they do not know what they are doing. How are we able to look at this annoying family member, this controversial family member, and look at them knowing that they don't know? Why is this? Because when the Messiah reigns, the knowledge of the Lord appears.